The bit I like, and a bit that all our challenges could learn from you, is listening to our bodies.
Welcome to the 40-Day Health Challenge. We are linking in with Amy and Kayleigh from Newcastle, who are 20 days or halfway on the plan. They've been cooking up a storm in the kitchen with Sophie's very simple recipes. They're on phase 2 of the exercise plan, which is a little bit harder, and it's going to get even tougher. They've been following Dr. Eddie Murphy's mental well-being plan, which this week was possibly the hardest one yet. Embrace 10 minutes of silence. It sounds easy, but not for these two. They've also been checking out Dr. Sumi Dunn's videos online with lots of simple tips for all young mums out there. Now, last week, Amy, you were over with us in Dublin, and then you became a Sun sensation for cursing on our programme. How's it going?
Yeah, that was a surprise, I have to say. Which a nice surprise, but I did have a bit of a panic thinking, oh, am people laughing with us or they're laughing at us? So then that spiraled. But it's good that the message of the 40-Day Health Challenge is getting out there in a good light, and I'm okay with kind of the cursing. I feel as though I've simmered a little bit.
Has your other half forgiven you yet? Because I know on the way over he warned you not to curse, and then you cursed several times during it.
My husband has actually come off all social media. No, he hasn't filed for divorce yet. I think he just knows that this is me and that, I don't intend...
Unapologetically honest is what I like to call you.
That's a lovely, lovely way.
One thing we always ask for all of our challengers is just to be themselves, and that's exactly what you are, and we thank you for it. We wouldn't want it any other way. Now, let's have a look at your week and see how your week has been.
Day 15 of the 40-Day Health Challenge. I am finding fitting the set exercises into my day quite difficult. But I'm going to keep going. I have a confession. So after my results day, which I was absolutely over the moon with, I came home and I had a little treat. I know I shouldn't have, but I did. It made us feel really sick, which it was a Chinese. I'm so pleased I did it in a way because it really, really showed us how much I'm feeling, the improvements I'm feeling doing this eating plan and exercising and mental well-being. So I just have that in my head now that, when I want that treat, I'm like, remember how shit you felt on Sunday morning? So, and I've never been like this before. I would have just been straight back on the Diet Coke, which I am 19 days clean. Out, Mags. So today is cardio day. I've been so motivated. Today I've been so good, I'm like fucking Gordon Ramsay. I have done a kickboxing session this morning. So that's cardio, but I know it's not running. So I'm feeling a bit guilty about that, but still can't run, which is no surprising. I just don't think I'm meant to be running. So what I did instead was I went on the row machine because I knew that I was able to do that when I used to go to the gym and stuff. So is that okay? Can I swap my cardio? Because running I just can't do without needing to borrow one of Maggie's nappies, I'm not gonna lie. I really liked the meals. Henry even loved the lentil cottage pie the other night, which was amazing. Me and Ross have been eating all the diet plan, which has been lovely. Joe Wicks is no more. We have Gino De Campo. Eddie's advice when it was the sit in silence. When it did happen for the very short period of time, my mind is not silence. Whilst I'm at the gym, I'm going to give another go of the 10-minute sitting in silence challenge.
Okay, let's get the first thing out of the way. You can swap your cardio, absolutely. There's no issue there. It's a very common thing post-pregnancy in terms of pelvic floors, leaking, running. So it's perfectly fine. There's no problem at all. You enjoyed rowing, which is great. So jumping back into it is brilliant. Just keep working hard at it. That's no problem whatsoever. And we know you got to Randox in Newcastle. They sent over your results, so it was able to compare your numbers to last week's numbers. Do you want to hear some numbers?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it?
I'm a bit nervous about it. I'm trying really hard not to be focused too much on the number, the weight, I'm going to be honest. But I think as long as the numbers are going in the right direction, I'll be pleased. But I will be very, very upset if I haven't lost anything, I'm going to be honest.
Regardless of the weight, can I ask you, how do you feel?
I feel so, well, I think obviously in all my videos, I repeatedly said I feel so much better when I look back at the really, really embarrassing video that I made when I was having the emotional breakdown. Mental well-being was a huge factor in me wanting to do this 40-day health challenge, because I knew that this is why I was feeling like that, because I wasn't looking after myself. I do feel so much better. I do for lots of different ways.
Oh, look, it's a really difficult time. So you've made massive changes on the fact that you're seeing your improvements in terms of how you feel, the energy, the food, the exercise. It's brilliant, and they're all really important to track. Let's have a look at your weight. We're going to pick up on that number. So last week you were 71.5 kgs, 11 stone 3.5. Day 20 on the plan. We're 72 kgs, 11 stone 5 pounds. So we've gone up a little bit this week.
Excuse me.
We've gone up a little bit this week. We're £1.50 up in terms of weight.
So I'm trying not. I'm here for you.
I'm fucking livid. I am livid.
So that can happen. It's not uncommon. This is something we see all the time, and it's one of the reasons that we're here. There are, like, every season we see people who do put up a little bit of weight. In terms, are we worried about it? No. 20 days in on the plan, you're 4.5 pounds down with a new baby at home and a very busy lifestyle. What I would say, or would like to see next week from an exercise perspective, is a little bit more intensity. I'm going to throw that at you because I think, based on what I've seen, I've only seen a couple of videos, right? But I think there's another 20%. And when you get fitter, you have to keep working harder to get the benefits and the results out of it. Okay, that'll be the exercise advice. We're not overly concerned about that, nor should you be. Okay, but I can see you're not happy.
You're annoyed.
Yes, I am.
A bit of anger is good.
So then, how would you? Because you don't want to use this as a stepping stone to like downward. So how would you flip a mindset on this?
So, like, weight loss is never a straight line, and health is never a straight line. There are blips in the road. That's called normal life. You don't see that on social media. You don't see it on Instagram or TikTok. It's all, it's rapid and it's amazing. The reality is that that's all bullshit. What real weight loss is lumps and bumps. It's up and down. So you don't stress about it. And before we revealed your weight, I asked you how you're feeling. You gave me loads of really positive reinforcements around how you're feeling. So we pull back to that and say, look, that's what's happened so far. You're 4.5 pounds down in just 20 days, which is huge. There probably is a bit of room in terms of intensity, in terms of the exercise. We can agree on that, which is good. I'm going to bring Sophie in with regards to the food, but I wouldn't be disheartened. I would just crack on and review the positives that we've listed out before we reveal the numbers, And Sophie, from a food perspective, like, everything looks pretty good with Amy.
Yeah, Amy, I wouldn't be too hard on yourself at all. I know it's like initially it can seem disheartening, but like the studies do show, if we are following something that's super restrictive, super severe, in 6 to 12 months, those habits are gone. The weight has kind of flown back up. It's in the literature to show that the consistency and a healthy, balanced approach is the way to go. And within that, you'll have peaks and troughs. You'll dip down, you'll lose the weight, we'll put back on a little bit, but it's the consistent approach. And with you, personally, as a dietitian, it's your relationship with food and the nutrients that you're getting into your body. Like, my goodness, you were deficient, likely quite deficient, I'd imagine, in loads of nutrients prior to this, and now you're actually feeling well. You're if I'm allowed to say this, you're looking like amazing in terms of your skin, your hair and things like that. So it's the little things that we can see. Please don't feel too disheartened. It's totally common for this to happen.
I want to bring Sumi in with regards to pelvic floor advice. That's important.
And tell me, is this happening every time you're running, that you find that you might be leaking?
Yes, every single time.
Yeah, but also tell them you've had reconstruction.
Yeah.
So what we do know is that the pelvic floor is a sling of muscles, okay, and it runs from the pubic bone at the front all the way to the spine at the back. And its whole purpose is to act as a hammock, and it's to support all of the organs above it. So that's namely your womb, your bladder, and everything else above it. But through childbirth, and when you're pregnant, things are going to expand. You're carrying your babies and then you're delivering them. A normal delivery through the vaginal birth canal. So these muscles can get weakened. there has to be consistent exercise post-delivery in order to get the integrity back. So there's a lot that can, if babies are particularly big, if they've got big heads, all of that can add to the weakening of the pelvic floor. What can we do? I mean, I've just heard briefly there, you said you had a reconstruction. Together with that, there would have probably been some advice around doing these Kegel or pelvic floor exercises. And they are boring and they feel like, what am I trying to achieve? I'm not, feeling anything from it. Ideally, you shouldn't feel anything from it if you're doing them correctly. So if you need some help, what I would say is tie in with your GP. One of the nurses will probably have an interest in, pelvic floor exercises. If not, there are great community links to community physiotherapists with an interest in pelvic floor exercises. But I think you're doing great, Amy, with everything. I really do.
That in mind, I'm going to bring the mental maestro himself in here to give some tips.
So, just want to see how you're feeling anyway, starting off. How are you getting on there?
I definitely feel better, like I said at the beginning, like hugely improvements in lots of different areas. I think that has disheartened us a little bit that I've put on, I'm gonna be honest. I'm hoping that it's gonna give us the kick up the arse, should we say, to then go, right, okay, you need to be doing something different, which obviously, like Carl said about the intensity of the exercise and things.
I'm not surprised that the 10-minute silence piece didn't work for you, because that video sort of, when you put out these videos, it's for the general mass, as it were, but for a person with ADHD, your brain is set up for stimulation, novelty, movement. So for you around that, it can be trying to come into a more desensitized place. It's less sensory overload, or you could actively start listening to something where your mind sort of latches onto something. Like it could be music, or if you're outdoors, it can be wind, rain, sun, heat, whatever we feel. You're linking into the sensory components around it, because otherwise getting into a space of silence when your brain is set up for stimulation, movement and novelty just doesn't work for you.
You'll be a little bit happier next week with the numbers, I'm absolutely sure.
I hope.
Yeah. Kayleigh, you also went to Randox Health to get your numbers checked. They sent me an email with all your stats and we compared them to our stats here. So let's have a look at your week before we look at your numbers.
Morning. Off on my little run. I've took it easy the last 2 days because the period arrived. But now energy levels are starting to come back up. So I will release some of that energy out of the tank by running. So that is all. Have a good blessed day.
I am getting my weekly weigh-in. This week has been so much better than last week. Energy's come up, the period arrived, so we had a sluggish start to the week, and I listened to my body. My sleep has been good, except for my 3-year-old has decided to come into bed every night this week with me. My husband's like, I'll give you 500 quid, to get new clothes if we hit these goals.
I'm not quite sure what you were going to say there when you said your husband was going to give you something if you hit those goals. I'm glad it was a €500 voucher for clothes. That's all I can say on our PC programme.
We'll overshare. When we first got together, obviously I was 9 stone, a professional dancer and singer. So I only had little tiny sized B boobs. Now I'm a double D and he's thoroughly in love with my breasts. So he's like, so when we hit all of these targets, I'm going to buy you a new set of boobs.
A new set of boobs? What's wrong with the double Ds?
Well, they're going to go, aren't they?
Oh.
They're going to go back down to the little Bs and they'll be just little tiny little. Oh.
So he's become used to the double Ds and he wants more of them. Okay. Well, there's a lovely incentive. Who knew we'd be talking about double Ds and weight loss and God knows what? Kayleigh, in terms of numbers, last week 83.4, 13 stone 2. 82.4 kgs, 12 stone, 13.5 pounds down. So 2.5 pounds down in the last week, which is fabulous. That's really good. Like 2.5 pounds is fantastic. In 20 days, you're 8.5 pounds down now in total, which is brilliant from really hard graft and from really hard work. So well done. It's really good. Keep pushing it now. You've got a really good base level of fitness. Don't forget, at the end of the 40-day health challenge, DCU are back. They're retesting for all our minimum health test scores. We want to see big improvements in them. So just more of the same, but a brilliant week, especially after a tough week last week. So well done. It's excellent. And Sophie, with regards to food?
Yeah, Kayleigh, I'm super proud of you this week. You mentioned kind of we had the devil on this side, and then we had the angel or something on the other side.
You on the other side.
And you were choosing
Irish fit.
you were choosing which one to kind of go with and to listen to, and the better side will say the healthy option. It does pay off. Initially, you're feeling like, no way, I want to have the sugar, I want to have all these things, I'm craving everything. But then if you take time away, drink a bit of water, distract yourself, and you're having your nourishing meals and bring it back to the structure, going for the angel is pretty good, do you know? So literally you're doing everything by the book. It's excellent. No different to Amy. Amy, by the book, just kind of trust the process and continue with it. So yeah, 10 out of 10.
Boom, 2 gold stars. We're going to go around the houses. Over to Sumi.
So you're doing everything you can against a biological background, which is brilliant. And we do know exercise enhances mood. We do know it increases those feel-good endorphins, the serotonin and all of those dopamine. It makes us feel better. So to soldier through and not to say, okay, I'm going to give myself another few days of just, minding myself. Fabulous, brilliant, forward thinking. And again, you're just looking to make the best outcomes for yourself. And it won't be long before you're dancing and singing again, I suspect, if you're not doing it already.
The bit I like, and I bet that all our challenges could learn from you, is listening to our bodies. You're really tuned in to where your body's at. I think it's part of your formation, your dance and stuff like that. But not everybody has that. That's a real gift that you have. And knowing your body is a huge thing. Knowing your energy levels, knowing when to pull back, knowing when to push through. I think you could teach a lot of us about that as well.
Look, the key thing is, this is the halfway point. We were saying that, all right? Like any wellness, health journey, they're full of ups and downs. Yeah. Kayleigh very much had it last week, Amy, and this week it's with yourself. That's very normal. But focus on the positives like we've done. You've got a great mentor over there in Kayleigh as well. And we're always here for you too if you need it. Kayleigh, more of the same. Keep cracking on. You've got a great incentive now with the boob job, so that's good. We hope you at home are inspired by what you've seen so far from all our challengers. Remember, you can start at any time on 40dayhealthchallenge.co.uk. You can follow all of their progress on our socials and Mama Socials channels too. Have a brilliant week, and we'll see you next week. You've lost 11 years on your metabolic age.
And my jeans are definitely feeling a little bit looser. The hardest step to take in changing anything is the first one, and you've taken it.
In 40 days, you can change the habits of a lifetime. This is a challenge that anyone can do.
Standing in front of a chair, backs nice and straight. Resistance exercise is brilliant for absolutely everything.
Oh, see out the dog. Oh.
Great work, you're doing really well, Gary.
Day 1 my push-ups were 6 and today I did 24, so that's a fairly hefty increase. Delighted with that, and I feel much stronger in my upper body.
Well done for attempting the 40-day health challenge. It will definitely push you outside your comfort zone, but in a good way, and you'll actually surprise yourself by what you like, and trust me, you will not be hungry.
So this is going to be an amazing 40 days. Come back here every day. You're going to get tips and skills that you can use to make change right away.
Why wait? Start today.